Weapons Master Krixfell had been teaching advanced combat reflexes at the Galactic Military Academy for 37 years. His signature teaching method, the proximity stress test, involved firing a low-powered training round past a cadet's head to test their reaction under sudden threat. Most species would flinch, duck, or freeze in panic, providing valuable data about their combat readiness. The exercise had never failed to produce the expected startle response. That was before he administered the test to Cadet Maria Santos, the human exchange student who had been sitting quietly through his entire semester on threat response and combat psychology. Cadet Santos, Weapons Master Krixfell announced, drawing his training weapon. You will now demonstrate proper reaction to unexpected hostile fire. Maria stood at attention in the center of the training bay, surrounded by her alien classmates, who were arranged in a safe observation circle. The exercise was routine. A single shot fired close enough to trigger instinctive responses, but harmless enough to ensure safety. Weapons Master Krixfell raised his weapon, aimed carefully past Maria's left ear, and fired. The training round discharged with its characteristic whine, passing within centimeters of the human's head at roughly 800 meters per second. Maria didn't flinch. Instead, in one fluid motion that Krixfell's enhanced reflexes could barely track, she turned toward him, closed the 3-meter distance between them, and gently removed the weapon from his grip. "Thank you, Weapons Master," she said politely, ejecting the weapon's power cell and checking the firing chamber with the casual expertise of someone who had clearly done this many times before. Standard Zephyrian training pistol, Mark 7. Decent rate of fire, though the targeting system could use some calibration. Krixfell stared at his now empty weapon, trying to process how it being roughly half his size had just disarmed him faster than his nervous system could register the movement. "Cadet Santos," he managed to say, "the exercise was designed to test your startle response, not your disarmament techniques." "Oh," Maria replied, handing the weapon back to him with the same casual politeness. "Sorry about that. Where I come from, when someone fires a weapon near you, the standard response is to neutralize the threat as quickly as possible." The training bay fell silent, except for the nervous chittering of alien cadets, who were beginning to understand that they might have fundamentally misunderstood human combat behavior. "But I clearly announced the training exercise," Krixfell protested. "You knew the shot was not hostile." "Sure," Maria nodded. "But my reflexes don't really distinguish between training and actual threat when projectiles start flying past my head. Earth's a dangerous place. You develop automatic responses." Dr. Yilnath, the Academy's xenobiology specialist observing from the Instructor station, was frantically updating her files on human reaction times. "According to my scanners, the cadet moved from stationary position to weapon acquisition in 0.23 seconds. That exceeds the known physical limits for organic neural transmission. Adrenaline response," Maria explained cheerfully. "Humans have this chemical system that basically overrides normal biological limitations when we perceive threats. Pretty handy for survival situations." Cadet Zixthara, a crystalline being whose species had evolved in perfectly safe environments, raised a trembling appendage. "Cadet Santos, what would have happened if Weapons Master Krixfell had been using a real weapon?" Maria considered this thoughtfully. "Well, first, I would have moved to avoid the shot, then disarmed him, secured the weapon, and assessed whether he posed a continued threat to myself or other students." "And if he had continued to pose a threat?" squeaked Cadet Piptalk, whose furry species had never developed beyond basic territorial disputes. "Then I would have neutralized him using appropriate force," Maria replied with the same casual tone she might use to discuss weather patterns. "Standard threat response protocol." Weapons Master Krixfell found himself backing away from the small human who was discussing his potential neutralization like it was a minor administrative detail. The exercise, he announced to the class, his voice carrying frequencies typically reserved for extreme distress, will be modified for future sessions involving Death World species. Any other questions about human threat response patterns? Maria asked the assembled alien cadets with genuine helpfulness. The collective response was the sound of 17 different species simultaneously deciding they had urgent appointments elsewhere. Weapons Master Crixval updated his curriculum that evening, adding a new section titled, "Why Surprise Training Exercises May Be Contraindicated When Teaching Apex Predators." He also submitted a formal request for hazard pay when instructing humans, noting that species capable of reflexively disarming trained weapons instructors represented unusual workplace safety challenges. Maria received perfect marks for demonstrating superior threat assessment and response capabilities, and a note requesting that she provide advance warning before any future automatic defensive actions.